is Vasanth. I'm an IIT-JEE faculty. I am a NEET expert and I have an experience of almost 9+ years. And I have a quality to enhance the NEET aspirants to achieve their dreams. So that's actually the quality which everybody would like to possess. And today we're going to learn a part of the chapter of our environment. So in this chapter, we are going to learn few topics, which includes like ozone layer and like how they are depleted and how we are going to waste, like how we are going to what are the challenges that we are going to face with respect to like the waste management and like what is waste, what are the different types of waste, how we are going to manage them and everything. What are the things that we should do and what we should not do. So we're going to discuss all of those things. So just quickly, let's get out of the video. Just give me a few seconds. I hope everybody could see my screen now. Okay. So in this topics or in this video, we are going to cover what is ozone layer, like how is it formed and stuff, and what is ozone depletion, and what is the effects that is going to be caused by the ozone depletion. And then we're going to discuss on waste, like what are the types, what are the sources, effects, and waste management methods. So we're going to discuss everything in detail in this upcoming video. Let's get into the video. Let's jump into the first topic, which is ozone layer. So ozone layer is actually a layer of gas which is O3. Okay, usually the stable oxygen is an oxygen molecule is O2. Okay, so upon like union of another oxygen atom with an already existing oxygen molecule, it does tend to form O3. That's actually ozone that gets diffused out of the Earth's surface and then gets embedded in the stratosphere. So it gets in between the stratosphere and the troposphere and forming a layer that encloses the atmosphere. That is actually a part of the atmosphere that encloses the Earth. Okay, covers the Earth. So it is not a polythene sheet that actually covers the Earth. It is just a layer of gas that envelops the Earth itself. So what does it do? It actually envelops the Earth and avoids the entry of harmful radiation. The harmful radiation is UV. So when there's UV radiations reflects off the ozone layer. So when this ozone depletion takes place, so how can ozone be depleted? We are going to see that in the next upcoming slides. So the UV will be entering into the Earth's atmosphere, striking on Earth's surface, and the Earth gets heated up so much. And UV also causes alterations in genetic material. Okay. So which literally leads to cancer. Okay, so these are some of the important things that we need to talk about when it comes to ozone layer. So this ozone is like a protective layer which literally obstructs the exposure of harmful radiations on the surface of the Earth. It gets deflected back. Okay, this is the ozone layer. So now when we talk about ozone layer, we should know what are the importance and what happens when it gets depleted. So ozone depletion is a process where the ozone, which is O3, is not a stable. It is not stable. So as a result of which, it constantly undergoes division or broken down. So by active materials called chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbon actually liberates one chlorine molecule upon exposure to UV. This chlorine molecule combines 3 chlorine molecules combined with ozone molecule. And this ozone molecule, breaks the chlorine into chlorine atom, breaks the ozone molecule into ClO, which is chlorine monoxide, and then also forms another oxygen molecule. This free oxygen that is from the stratosphere, okay, will be combined with the chlorine, which form chlorine monoxide, and this free chlorine will be combined, will be present in the another chlorine atom. So this chlorine atom will be kept on getting released upon exposure to UV molecule. So what actually happens? So the free oxygen atoms, free chlorine atoms that get destructed, that gets the O3 molecules, destructed, and then that results in formation of that results in destruction of ozone layer. So this ozone layer destruction happens. So that would result in a complete exposure of the atmosphere, Earth's atmosphere, to the ionic, harmful radiation called UV radiations. So that is the function of ozone depletion. Usually it happens with any material which is actively, which could actively bind and react with ozone layer. So one such example is chlorofluorocarbon or CFC molecule. The CFC molecule is banned and it was used as a coolant, okay, before, earlier, so now it is not used as a coolant anymore. So next thing we are going to talk about is waste. There are different types of waste. So when it comes to waste, is anything which is not going to be useful to a human being at this part anymore. Okay. So there are different types based on the consistency or weight of the product that they are acquired from. So one is liquid and solid, organic waste, recyclable rubbish, and hazardous waste. So when you talk about liquid waste, it is usually the effluents. Okay, usually the effluents. Okay, and then when it comes to solid rubbish, it will be like garbage, and then organic waste includes like any organic material like peels of the vegetables, fruits, and then like dead animals and stuff, and recyclable. So there are a lot of plastics which can undergo recycling process and can be made into a useful product. So those are the recycled products. Example, one-time use plastics, and then like plastic items, and then metal items, glass items, which can all undergo recycling process. And the hazardous waste include like any kind of medical waste, or like radiative material, or human samples, and all those things are hazardous waste. So all these wastes will be having an ill effect over the environment. So this adding this waste to the environment will actually cause a destruction in the environment itself. So when you talk about liquid waste, it will definitely get mixed up with the water resource, okay, which causes water pollution. And then the solid rubbish, when it is not managed properly, it tends to get degraded and causes more air pollution and water pollution. When I talk about organic waste, that literally causes disease conditions, and also air pollution, and also it could cause water pollution. And when you talk about recyclable plastic, where it is not actually recycled properly or processed properly, it will end up in sea. So they will be dumped in the sea, and that will harm the sea creatures. And the question is existence. Okay, and then the hazardous waste, when it is not handled properly, that results to contamination of water source, land, and every single thing which is hazardous waste, and which include nuclear waste and everything. Okay? So now, how can we manage liquid waste? We actually go through the processing unit. So every liquid waste can be processed and divided into several segments, and then recycling could be it can be indulged into recycling process. Okay. Okay. After purification. And when I talk about solid rubbish, it can be incinerated and power generation. Okay, power generation. And when I talk about organic waste, it is usually disposed of, and then you get a manure and potable water. So all these things could be done. And recyclable waste, we could get more resources. And hazardous waste has to be there is no waste methods where we can actually get rid of hazardous waste. It is usually dumping or incinerating. So these are the different types of waste and their sources, and what will be their effect, and how can they managed. Okay, these are the different types of waste and waste management. Okay? So, and there are some other things which we can also discuss about. So, most of the cases we can replace the non-biodegradable material with a biodegradable good usually. So instead of getting a plastic cover, in the grocery store, you can get your own cloth bags, and don't you can actually carry your own flask, so that you don't need to get a beverage bottle in plastic. And you can even use a beverage container which is made out of steel or ceramic, which is a permanent thing. It might look like it is pricey, and which will actually add an a quality to you yourself, so that you will not be producing more waste that comes in your account. Okay, and try to avoid get to go coffees and hot drinks, and in that you don't have to include the lids of the cups, so which will be living for more than 100 years, and you should use the ceramic cups or reusable cups and stuff like that. When we go to the market, try to avoid using plastic bags and get your own cloth bags or conventional methods. Don't choose products that are actually covered in plastic. Try to avoid them, and instead of getting bread from outside, in the bakery, you can make it by yourself. And when they are getting the bread from outside, try to choose the bread which is covered by paper bags. Okay, and then baking soda vinegar can be used instead of cleaning materials and stuff like that. And after that, laundry and detergent boxes could be used instead of liquid and plastic containers. This has already been implemented in countries abroad, and now I think it should be implemented in India as well. And fresh eggs can be picked up with a paper container instead of just plastic containers. And then glass and plastic waste, wrap papers should be avoided. Instead, it should be your own container. You can bring your own container to pack the takeaways. So leftovers are taken in your own vessel. So it will always own containers. So it will be very helpful, so that you will not be accounting to some of the plastic containers in which the leftovers will be packed. So instead of using liquid soaps, try to use bar soaps, because bar soaps usually packed with paper wrapper or a paper. But when it comes to liquid soap, it is stored in a bottle, and every time when you buy a bottle, it ends up in the landfill and gets dumped. Okay, and use deodorant or antiperspirant that is actually natural, and then use perfume that is actually in a perfume bottle that comes in bottles rather than the glass bottles, rather than the plastics and the aluminum ones. And you actually can use air fresheners and candles and incense sticks instead of any kind of perfume and all those things. And bulk cereals can be purchased instead of in your own bags rather than the pouches. And tortilla chips bags and paper bags can be chosen. And then there are a lot of things. Paper cartons could be suggested, and glass containers for peanut butter could be used. And then bar soaps could be used to avoid liquid body wash bottles that end up in trash cans. And then paper bags should always be suggested. And when somebody offers you straw, you will suggest no straws, please. And if you really require a straw, you can use or buy a reusable straw that comes in metal or in bamboo or any other material. And papers, paper that is wrapped into straws can also be used. Okay, and then toilet paper, is also used. Not that actually doesn't come with a plastic cover on top of it, should be chosen. And then Ziploc covers should be avoided. Instead, you should actually have aluminum or waxy papers to actually fold the onions, and keep it fresh as such. And then to actually clean around, houses, don't use paper towels. Instead, we can choose cloth towels, which can be washed again and used. Okay, so match we can use match instead of plastic in case lighteners, so that the matches will be biodegradable, but the plastic containers of the lighters will not. So cloth napkins should be used, mason jars should be used, chocolate milk, fun drinks, and all those things. And you should actually choose to buy products from, bring your own bags, so that you can actually choose to get whichever material in use, and the quantity could be measured at the end, and then later it can be tallied out. So you can always say no to the groceries, plastic bags in grocery shops, and you can avoid using cutting board made up of plastic, and you can always avail the wood ones and the glass ones to actually help it. So baby bottles made up of plastic should be avoided, and glass should be used, and the sippy cups in stainless steel can be used, and squishy balls should be avoided. You can use cloth toys and stuff. So cloth diapers should be used instead of using the throwaway diapers, which is having plastic fibers and stuff like that. And CD covers should be paper made, and it should not be bought with the cardboard CD packages. And so there are silverware in the parties instead of plastics. So instead of using one-time use plastics, you can use silverwares which can be reused after being washed, and rechargeable batteries to reduce the number of batteries that you use, and reusable cloth bag, old-fashioned steel lunch boxes can be used. And you can actually have a lot of things that is done to your life, so that you can actually manage your own waste. Okay? That is actually you contributing in the environment. So what are the 3 R's? So now we want to practice few questions. What are the 3 R's? So 3 R's include reuse, reduce, and recycle. So reduce, reuse, and recycle. So anything that you're using excessive in quantity, that should be reduced. Anything which can be reused again instead of being dumped into the dumpster, so you can actually reuse them. And the recycle is whatever that can be recycled and reprocessed and can be used again. So those materials should also be recycled. So these are the 3 R's that should be done in every human being's life. Okay? So what is the function of ozone? The function of ozone is to protect us from harmful radiation, which involves UV rays. Okay? So these are some important questions that we can always look up when it comes to ozone and the waste management topic. I hope everybody enjoyed the class. I'm very happy to be a part of it. And for any questions regarding these videos or any content, please post us in the general forum so that we have a separate team who really in real time addressing these issues. And if you want to experience more lively classes, I would suggest you to join us in Ask IITians and enjoy the classes. Okay? Thank you guys. Thank you so much.